How to grow a small $1,000 options trading account. You want to start day trading options, but you don't have big capital to begin with. Maybe you've got $1,000 sitting in your bank account and you're wondering, is that even enough to get started with? It can be, but before anything else, one thing needs to be said. If that $1,000 is the only money you have, don't trade with it. And I mean that. When it's your rent or your last few dollars, your head isn't going to be in the right place. And you'll end up making emotional decisions that cost you the whole account. But if it's spare money, money that you can actually afford to lose, then yeah, you can realistically turn it into something a lot bigger. Growing a small account is harder than starting with bigger capital. When someone comes to me funded with more, they've got room to breathe. But with $1,000, a single bad trade can take a huge chunk of everything you've got. So every decision you make carries more weight than it would on a bigger account. And the thing that decides whether that account grows or dissipates isn't your strategy, and it isn't some setup you haven't found yet. It comes down to how much you put to risk on each trade. That's position sizing. And when your account is small, it's honestly the whole game. Let me show you how to do it. Why your account keeps getting smaller. Here's how it usually goes wrong. Someone funds a $1,000 account, finds a trade that they think looks good, and instead of easing into trading, they buy 4 or 5 contracts on that one position. That's their full account size in one position. In their head, it's simple. More contracts means bigger wins. So they load up. And sometimes it even works the first couple times. They catch one green trade, and then their account jumps, and then they start feeling like they got this whole thing figured out. Then one trade goes against them, which happens to everybody because that's just part of trading. But because they were oversized, that one, what should have been a normal loss, doesn't take a small bite out of your account. It takes 40%, sometimes 50%. I've even seen some people blow up their entire account just off one trade in a single afternoon. Once this trader takes that oversized loss, that's the moment they stop thinking like a trader and they start thinking like someone who just got robbed and wants their money back immediately. So they force another oversized trade. That's revenge trading. That's how $1,000 turns into $200 in about a week. Your strategy isn't killing the account. Your oversized positions are. When you put too much on one trade, a normal loss turns into a disaster. That disaster makes you emotional, and emotional trading is what empties accounts. So before we ever talk about growing your money, we have to talk about the thing that keeps it alive in the first place. So what is position sizing? Position sizing is just how much of your account you're putting at risk on a single trade. And that's really the whole idea. A lot of people think risk only comes from how wild the market is that day, or how far away their stop loss is. And those things do matter, but most beginners completely ignore the size of the position itself. You can take the exact same trade with the same entry and the same everything and turn it from a small manageable risk into something that kills your account just by changing how many contracts you clicked. It's the same trade, but if it loses, it has a completely different level of risk. So the only thing that changed was the size. And when your account's small, the number of contracts you take is the most important decision you'll make in the day. It matters more than the ticker you pick or the setup you found. Because if you get the size right, you're able to survive long enough in this trading game to actually get good. And if you get this wrong, it barely matters how sharp your analysis is, since you won't be around long enough to use it, risking $1 to make 3. Position sizing is how much capital you're putting at risk and leveraging to enter one single trade. And inside your entry, there's a second half to that equation that determines how much you're risking. What you need to pay attention to is how much you're actually trying to make compared to what you're risking. That's your risk reward ratio. And the baseline I trade and hold my students accountable to is a 1-to-3 risk reward ratio, which just means that for every $1 you're willing to lose on trade, you're aiming to make $3 back. Let me put some real numbers on it so this is clear. Let's say that you've decided that on this trade, you're willing to lose $50 if it goes against you. Trading 1 to 3 means you don't even take that trade unless there's a realistic path for it to make you around $150, because that's 3 times what you're putting at risk. If the best that trade can realistically do is make you $60 or $70 while you're risking $50, then it's not worth taking because the reward isn't paying you enough for the risk you're fronting. The reason this matters so much on a small count is that it lets you be wrong a lot and you could still come out ahead. When you're risking $50 or making $150, you can lose 2 trades in a row and lose $100, then win 1 single trade and that makes you win $150. And then you're still green and profitable, even though you've only won 1 out of those 3 trades. That's the whole point of trading with a 1 to 3 risk reward ratio. It takes the pressure off having to be right all the time and puts the math on your side instead. And this is where sizing and risk reward ratio come together. Your position size sets that first number, the amount you're risking. And the 1 to 3 risk reward ratio makes sure the reward you're chasing is always big enough to be worth it. Once you've got those two working together, a few good trades can carry a whole pile of small losses without hurting you. Your real job as a trader. When you've got $1,000, your job at the very start is not just to make money. And I know that sounds completely backwards because you obviously opened the account to make money. But if you walk into trading trying to get rich quick, you're going to oversize too big. You're going to force trades and you will blow up your account like almost everyone does. Your actual job in the beginning is to prove that you can trade consistently without wrecking your account. And the money only comes after you've proven that. Think of your small account like a driving test. Nobody hands a brand new driver the keys to a Ferrari. They make you prove you can drive in the normal Honda car first without crashing it. And then over time, you earn the right to upgrade your cars, your risk, and drive faster. Starting with a $1,000 account is just to prove to yourself that you can trade and grow a small account before you scale up. Month 1, 1 single contract. For your very first month of trading, take every single trade with 1 contract. And I mean every single trade, not 2 contracts on the setups you feel confident on and 1 contract on the setups you're nervous about. It's 1 contract on every single trade all month long. I know that feels slow, but that's the whole point, because month 1 isn't about profit. It's about collecting proof of your own trading skill. You're finding out with real numbers in front of you whether you can actually stay consistent before you put any more money on the line. Because if you can't be consistent with 1 contract, adding more contracts will not fix a single thing. It'll just make more problems. It just takes every mistake you're already making and makes it cost more if you size up too soon. So for that whole first month, it's 1 contract on every trade. Journal every single trade. Track your win rate. Track your risk reward ratio. This is the part where a lot of people get impatient and they do whatever the heck they feel like doing. They drop the plan. But let me tell you, this position sizing framework is genuinely the most important part of the process of trading. When someone skips this and jumps straight to an oversized position, you never really know whether you're actually good at trading or whether you just got lucky a couple of times. But 1 contract for 1 full month gives you real data that you could feel confident about and then scale moving into the next month. These 3 things have to be true before you size up. How do you know when you've earned the right to add a contract? Not by how you feel, not on a random day, and not because you're bored of going slow, but because your numbers and your data in your journal say you earned it. And there are 3 of these things I look for. The first one is that you have to be profitable for 1 full month. Not 1 amazing week that's carrying 3 ugly looking weeks, but green overall when you add the whole month The second factor is analyzing your risk-reward ratio. Back to that 1 to 3 we talked about. Your average win needs to be at least 2, ideally 3 times bigger than your average loss, because that's the proof that you're actually trading your risk reward consistently. So if your typical loss is around $30, your typical win should be sitting somewhere between around $60 to $90. When your wins on average are 2 to 3 times the size of your losses, the math starts working in your favor, and you could still lose a good chunk of your trades percentage-wise, but still come out profitable every time because your winning trades are pulling more weight than your losing trades. That's how a trader can be wrong plenty of times and still make money, simply because their wins are built to be bigger than their losses. The third factor is that your win rate has to be solid, and you can't be taking those random blow up losses we talked about earlier. No losses during that entire month past a 50% stop loss. Don't enter any trades you didn't plan for, and make sure you have 100% rule adherence during that month. If all 3 of these factors are true after a full month on one contract, then you've earned your right. If even one of them isn't true, just stay on one contract for 1 more month. That's not a punishment. That's protecting your account until you're genuinely ready to size up. Month 2 and climbing one size at a time. Once you've earned it, month 2 is when you move to 2 contracts. And just like before, you take every trade with 2 contracts without exception. This is where people sabotage themselves sometimes. Don't bounce around. Take 2 contracts on every single trade. Don't take 2 contracts on one trade, lose, get afraid, then drop back to 1 contract on the next trade because you were scared. And then the next trade you won, so then you jump into 3 contracts because you feel confident. That kind of randomness is its own type of risk, because now your results are just noise and you can't learn anything from a journal where you're at a different size on every single trade. It's not going to show the consistency that you're looking for. When you keep your size consistent for the whole month, your journal actually tells you the truth about what's working. Month 2 is also where you can start experimenting with things like trimming for the exit side, where you take some profit, maybe on 1 contract, and then you hold the rest of the trade a little longer. So the rule stays simple. You trade each size for at least 1 full month before you go any higher. So it's 1 contract, then it's 2, and then you run those exact same 3 checkpoints again. Are you still profitable? Are your wins still at least 2 to 3 times than your losses? And are you still avoiding those blow up losses and rule breaks? If the answer is yes, across all those checkpoints, then you could step it up again, 1 size at a time. And you never skip a step, no matter how confident you feel, because that's emotional trading. And why going slow actually makes you more money. A lot of people get confused on this part. They'll say, Damaris, if I go this slow, I'm leaving money on the table. I could grow way faster if I just sized up right now. That thinking is completely backwards, and here's why. When you scale too fast, you're taking on a pile of extra risk before your account has actually grown enough to handle it. So when you're risking like a big account while you still have a small one, if one rough patch comes along, if one drawdown comes along, a rough patch is always coming eventually, and you've handed back everything you made plus more because you sized up before you ever earned enough profit to pay for that size up, that's how you blow up your small account. When you go slow and only step up after each profitable month, something better happens. Every month that you finish green, that profit becomes new money inside the account. So the next month, you're not just deciding to trade bigger, but you're trading bigger with the money that you already earned. So your risk goes up, but it's being paid for by your profit that you already made instead of the money you started with. And that's the entire difference between an account that compounds and an account that blows up. Be profitable first. Your small account is not a lottery ticket. Your small account is where you prove yourself. The goal at the start was never to get rich quick. It's to become a trader who's genuinely consistent, who knows what they're doing, so that when you do finally add size, you're pouring fuel on something that already works instead of something that's completely broken. So be profitable first. Prove yourself with one contract, and then let your size grow alongside your skill and your account, one step at a time. And if you do it in that order, with patience first and size second, a $1,000 account really can turn into something that changes your life. If you're impatient and you oversize before you've proven yourself, that's how small accounts get blown up. Use this framework to stay in the game long enough to build your trading skill. If you want me in your corner while you actually apply this, personally looking at your position sizing and your trading journal and which trades you're taking, and telling you the truth about what mistakes you're making and what you're doing right until it all finally clicks, that's exactly what I do inside of my one-on-one mentorship program. The link to apply is down in the description. And if you want the full beginner's guide to options day trading before you put a single dollar on the line, check this video right here and I'll walk you through the whole thing from the very start. See you in the next one. Bye.